Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Good Friday, everybody who's in the house. Lindsey Granger.
Again, I'm here.
Yeah, I love it. You're back.
What's going on? Happy
Nothing
Friday.
much.
Good
Yeah,
Friday.
Happy Good Friday. And quickly, you guys hosted a little benefit yesterday. We didn't promote it on the show, but you guys did a fantastic job. I just wanted to tell you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you coming out. It was a good time.
We had a really
The Firefly event for autism, and you guys were hosting it.
Raised a lot of money.
That's
You
right.
did a really good job. Wait, hold on. I do want to point out one. Can I mention one story real quickly?
Is it the trophy?
Real quickly. So Tori was giving out. Tori was hosting it and giving out an award, right? And it was a big banquet room. And so Tori called the woman's name to come up and get her award. And the woman was ironically walking right behind the table that we were at, the DBL table. And she goes, "Are you here? Are you here?" And she's like, "Wait, wait." And Tori goes, "I will accept this award on her behalf." And she was like running up to get her award. And Tori really thought it was her award.
Behind the scenes, by the time that happened and we got off stage, there were already 2 text messages from Jeff waiting for us in the green room. To Tori saying, "I'd like to accept this award."
I've always wanted to
You always wanted to do that, right?
So I went backstage and I made fun of Tori. Like, she's gonna eat Al's steak on Al's behalf because they were eating dinner. And then the production woman's like, "Where the hell are all these people?" Because we were coming in the back. So anyways, it was a good time. It was funny. And Tori,
Please don't take the award again.
you cracked me up. I'm surprised you didn't take that thing home. All right. Let's get to it. We're hearing more details about Johnny Depp's crazy marriage with Amber Heard. The court heard from their therapist who said they abused each other. The therapist said Amber would talk over Johnny Depp during she'd talk over Johnny Depp during sessions and would rather fight with Johnny than to have Johnny leave. So during a session with Amber alone, the counselor said Amber told her that Johnny hit her and showed her bruises, both in photos and in person. Meantime, 2 of Johnny's fans were kicked out of the courtroom after security found out they allegedly made violent threats against Amber online. It's very confusing reading that because it's he said, she said, literally, this is what the whole trial is going to be.
He said, she said, through another party.
Right.
He's a therapist. Which, did that bother anybody?
The therapist talk?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, is that
legally
allowed?
Talk to us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also weird, do you have to break confidentiality? Because
Is that legal?
If there's any violence, they are allowed to waive that privilege. And that's a very rare thing to do. So it's not, you don't see this often, but if bruises or anything like that, they're literally mandated to say something.
Yeah.
So that's where that privilege broke down. But the whole thing to me is just a stinking tire fire. It's just a mess, isn't it? It's just
Well, I thought more
awful.
about this being such a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that people can get in toxic relationships easily. They talked about having the therapist talked about how both of them had some childhood abuse issues. And that really stuck with me, that they brought that into their adult relationships. And then how a lot of Amber, what she told the therapist was that she was abusing him because she was so fearful of losing him. She'd rather get mad and fight in abandonment rather than lose him. And so a lot of these are just some deep-rooted issues that people have to work through. Obviously, everybody who thinks about this or has these issues doesn't resort to violence, but it's something to really examine. Hopefully, we'll start a conversation and a dialogue about really helping yourself heal from some of this stuff.
Yeah, especially when alcohol, I think, was a lot of drugs and alcohol were involved as well.
I think that goes along, like with Lindsey saying, with childhood trauma. And maybe this is a thing. It's like when people in 20 years start to look for their mates, you know, I wonder if instead of marking I'm a Cancer and I like long walks on the beach, like this is the work I've done to heal my childhood trauma.
Right.
Because if I read that and then I was like, here was my issues and here's what I've done, and now we're about to go on our first date, I feel a lot better because I think a lot of times most people are great on the first 5 dates until that thing happens and it takes you right back to when you were 9 years old, and then here we go again. So maybe that's the thing, is just getting it out of the way early, recognize it.
It's like a love language, like which one is yours. Yeah.
Speaking of tire fire, I think it's going to be just more smoke from that fire as the weeks go on.
No one
I don't think
wins.
anyone's going to
No
win
one,
in this
no.
one. All right. Kim and Khloe Kardashian. That's right, everybody. We're
favorite.
Yes.
wrapping the week up with the Kardashians.
Again.
Are being put on blast over a recent trip to Disneyland with their kids. So get this, they paid about $3,000 for VIP access, which is available to everyone in order to skip the lines. But one person wasn't impressed when staff shut down the teacup ride while people waited for them to finish. So according to TMZ, Kim and Khloe didn't request that the ride be shut down. Disney staff just did it and did not shut down any of the other rides for the family. So they kept going on rides throughout the park, but this was the only one they actually shut it down just for their family. We were talking before the show started. It was getting hot. What do you think?
That's annoying. If I was there with my kids, I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch the Kardashians travel around on the teacup ride in circles by themselves.
A lot of people do.
But also, they could do this after hours. They have enough money to rent the park or do something different. Like, why would we have to pay? You paid $3 grand, and now we all have to stand there and watch you while we're taking our kids. Some people save all year to go to Disney World. Friends of mine have told me, oh, it costs this many $1,000s to go there. To stand there and watch you cut the line and use your privilege to we have to watch you. That's so annoying.
But
that looks very annoying.
Anybody could get that pass. So there was other people doing that.
But they can
just
also go later. There's been celebrities that have paraded around theme parks. I mean, come on, a lot of times by themselves and had free reign on the whole theme park.
That somebody would sit up here and tell Lindsey Granger, her partner Colin, and her baby, y'all could just go later. You want to go when you want to go.
No, I'll be happy to go.
Why do you have to go to the park at 2 o'clock in the morning because you don't want to wait for the tea?
If I was a billionaire, like Forbes is quoting for Kylie and them, then I would gladly shut down the park to go with my daughter all day, ride by ride.
But
exactly.
they also may want some normalcy for their daughters to see other people.
They can't wait in that line. Let's be perfectly honest. I get your point of view because if I was in that line, I'd be like, who are they, right? Well, they're the Kardashians. That's who they are. But they can't wait in that line. They can't wait in that
line. So you would just happily sit there and you, Jordan, and your kids would be like, yeah.
I would definitely complain.
To now talk about the Kardashians and now watch them on my weekend, my big trip to Disney World, to stand there and watch them while they ride.
If you were the Kardashians, okay, would you wait in line with 1,000 other people? You're going to have to take 1,000 photos.
I'm telling you, if I was a billionaire, I would shut down the park for the day.
Okay.
You're going to act when you get money. I just told you.
Hey, Lindsay, can we come to the park? Now you can go at regular hours.
I'll bring all my friends and shut down the park for the day.
Which they've done before, but I do think they wanted the daytime childhood thing. Here's the thing, for me, it's just a safety issue. It would just cause an enormous mess, and then there would be no, like literally a fire exit issue. When you have those type of people, you kind of have to treat them differently.
Would we react this way if this is a nightclub or anywhere else where famous people or people of privilege get extra stuff? Like if somebody came out.
It's the kids' part that's getting annoying. It's the
kids are famous.
It's the kids' part that kids are trying to celebrate their day equally. They don't want to be dealing with the drama of the card. That's what I'm saying.
Let's fire up them accounts.
Listen,
here's a screenshot.
People are split on this one. People are split for sure. All right, how about this next one, Al? I want to get your take. Something happened on Wednesday night's Wheel of Fortune, and it has sparked a very interesting conversation. Another one. So take a look at what went down between Pat Sajak and Vanna White and see if you think this is appropriate or not.
Are you an opera buff at all?
Yes, I'm not a buff, but I like opera.
Have you ever watched opera in the buff? I'm just curious.
No.
I'm just.
Al, comedian, was that inappropriate?
Yeah.
What?
It was inappropriate, yes.
You don't think he just grabbed the low-hanging fruit for that joke?
He went for a joke, and it missed, and that's okay, too.
But was it inappropriate?
Yes, at work.
Wow.
To talk about nakedness at work with your coworker on television.
Even if it's a play on words?
Absolutely. it's not appropriate at work. Do we all have that relationship behind the scenes? Absolutely.
Al,
so we should be pretending? Like, what do you mean? If we all have that relationship behind the scenes and we said that to each other, like, I understand. I would be like, I don't know what buff is, so let me get on Google. And so, exactly, which I actually did for this. And then I would also not be offended. Also, if you were a 75-year-old man like Pat Sajak, who has campaigned that Vanna White is treated equal in this industry and done the show with her since 1981, he's always been in her corner. I think that he's trying to do some Me Too movement stuff on her? Like, come on, this is just a grandpa doing a grandpa thing.
I don't know if he's 75.
He is 75.
Is he really?
It up. He is.
Way to go, Pat.
So, like, you get a pass, I think, after you turn, I'm going to say, at 75, you get a pass and just say whatever you want.
I
have a 106-year-old grandmother. She could say whatever she wants. My grandmother, great-grandmother, my grandmother, her daughter could say whatever they want. I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, let's Me Too my grandma.
She could cut the line at Disneyland and go into teacups for all.
If you're 75, you can cut the line. If you're Kim Kardashian, I have a problem.
Could I say that to you?
What?
Do you watch the television?
I just told you. I would say, what is the buff?
On television, if I said that, do you watch television naked? Would your partners be
let me
okay
set it up. He goes, are you an opera buff?
Right.
Okay, so the word was out there. Are you an opera buff?
Yeah.
He goes, did you ever watch opera in the buff?
Right.
It was a play on words. The joke was hanging out there.
Yes, but talking about somebody else's spouse, somebody's daughter, somebody's wife,
They're
somebody's
best
mama,
friends.
and if they're talking about being naked, there's a sexual element to that, and it's not appropriate at work in this environment in 1980. 1996, cool. In 1982, probably cool. And in 2022, you cannot say that. You be in HR.
Al.
Could I say that to one of the PAs?
I can't believe. What do you think, Tori? Where are you at?
I'm a little shocked at Al, but I get it.
At work, could I say that without worrying about my job?
It depends on, I guess, the TV show, because ours is a little bit more light like that. But I hear what you're saying. I didn't find the joke offensive at all.
The joke, I don't care about the joke. I'm just talking about, like, at work. I don't think you can say that. Am I saying that I would be offended? No, but I don't think you can say that at work in 2022. I don't.
Even a wordplay joke.
Because even if somebody overhears it and they're uncomfortable. Because Lindsay is like, I don't care. But what if somebody's like, hey, I'm a devout Christian woman. I don't
Where does
hear
that?
at work.
But you're not saying anything.
There was a case.
You're not saying any. You're not using other words. You're saying the word buff.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You're saying the word. Where does this line?
Lindsay still doesn't know what that means.
So if you have to Google the word, it's definitely not offensive. And second, where does the line end, Al? If you can't even joke a play on words with a friend of yours that you've been friends for 30, 40 years plus, and you can't say,
You can do all that, but you can't do it on TV. You can't do it on
And also,
TV.
especially
supposed to be real.
But Wheel of Fortune is a different type of show than our show, which is a lot of an older audience, and they're there to see the same thing over and over again. And any joke like that to them might read inappropriate. To us,
I'm not saying it's inappropriate.
Right.
I'm saying at work. Are y'all kidding? No.
What happened to my friend Al?
Oh, man.
I want to keep working here.
Well, Al, I'm going to say goodbye now because I'm definitely getting fired if you can't say buff. Coming up on DBL, our super funny interview with Michael Buble. He tells us what life is like at home with baby number 4 on the way. And Rihanna shows off her baby bump on the cover of Vogue. Erica has all the deets and what Erica's watching.
Closed captioning provided by.
And I said, Serenade.
We have to pick that conversation up because it's not the buff, it's not the word, it's the insinuation. First of all, like, I know both of your partners. I would never even make that association that I'm ever picturing you guys naked, just on some dude respect level. And then at work, to then kind of like...
And at Wheel of Fortune.
And especially when you...
joke.
It's a terrible joke.
I know, but
And it's harmless.
Can I just stop?
It's not offensive,
At what point, is what he said. Jeff always
It's
talks
not
about
offensive,
cancel
it's
culture
inappropriate.
and how much it annoys him. Like, to me, at what point are we going to stop pretending about what you guys do in your own household? Like, with my friends, we get really inappropriate with our jokes. Maybe not stuff that I would say all on TV, but like at some point you got to be a little transparent. Like, oh, we're not all PG all the time.
But
like,
Wheel of Fortune it's a Merv Griffin show, and it's been there for 80,000 years.
But Buff is pretty PG when it comes to jokes for me.
PG.
Not to Wheel of
Buff is
Fortune.
not like, do you watch it in the audience?
Insinuation of somebody's
immediately.
partner in naked watching awkward.
I said on the show, I asked the housewife yesterday if she
to me, not at all, but I
skinny
guess-
dipping. If I asked the housewife on the show, I go, is skinny dipping really skinny dipping if you're not completely naked? That's kind of even worse.
No,
than buff.
that's more of a like a philosophical
Technical question, yeah.
almost. If I was like,
is it?
I was like, if I go, Lindsay,
imagine-
congrats, you guys got a pool in your backyard. I'm really happy for you guys.
No, that's
Right?
different.
And then
That's
I go,
different. That's
Lindsay,
different.
are you gonna take your first dip in the buff? Would
No.
that be cool?
Because you didn't use buff before.
You're like, if you, here, let me put that conversation. You got a new pool and Colin's gonna buff out all the dents I got in the car accident, he's gonna buff it out. Hey, Lindsay, you're gonna be swimming in the buff while Colin does that?
Yeah, but
It's a
Colin's
play
in that
on
sentence.
words.
Colin's he's in that sentence. There's a
No, but
respect
buff
that if
is
it
in
was
that
just
sentence.
Lindsay,
You're not just picturing
swim
Lindsay
in the
naked
buff.
for no reason. Now it's getting weird.
No, but
it's like-
I think you're getting to the point though. My issue is more like it's weird. I kind of took it. Yes, there's a television HR element, but there's also like a respect element. So I would never want your partners to think that I was
I think it's because
thinking
it
of
was
their
Wheel of
wife
Fortune.
in a way like.
I think Wheel
I
of
get what
Fortune
you're saying,
is.
but you're making it.
So a housewife is spilling the tea in her new memoir. Rihanna is keeping as sexy as a mother-to-be, and Viola Davis is afraid of offending Michelle Obama in this week's What Erica's Watching. First, Garcelle Bouvet has a new memoir, and it's literally being trashed by fellow housewife Erica Jane. Now, she posted a pic of Garcelle's memoir in the garbage. That's right. This came after Garcelle shared this shady clip from the upcoming Beverly Hills season.
You want to be on the side of the victims because you think that's cool. What I'm telling you,
it's cool.
I don't give a about anybody else but me. Is that to make Erica look bad, or is that out of genuine
Erica, I don't
concern?
have to make you look bad. You can do that on your own.
So Erica calls herself a pretty mess, but it's more like a petty mess. Garcelle will also be stopping by DBL to spill even more tea. So stay tuned and pick up a book, just like I did. Hashtag Team Garcelle. Next, Rihanna could become a mom at any moment now, and you can expect her to be wearing Fenty into the delivery room. She's on the cover of Vogue, sporting her baby bump in a red lace catsuit, and she told the magazine, "No way am I wearing maternity clothes." Now, although fans look forward to Riri becoming a mom, I mean, we really do, we are also expecting her to drop this long-awaited album too, but Rihanna has said that we could basically kick rocks. And I respect it, mama. I respect it. Now, this weekend, Viola Davis will be starring as First Lady Michelle Obama on Showtime. And she also told Jimmy Kimmel this.
I'm hiding from Michelle.
I see.
I'm hiding in
Nobody
my
invited
house.
her to the premiere or sent her a link to see the show before anyone
I'm not
else?
sending her.
Do you want me to do this?
No.
I think she's gonna like it.
Now, I had the honor of meeting the former First Lady at an event, and that event stressed me out. So, I mean, who wants to get side-eyed from Michelle Obama? Viola, we understand you, girl. Now, share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
I feel young again.
When you go to file your taxes this year, this question from your tax preparer or filing software will come up. At any time during 2021, did you receive or sell any virtual currency?
Crypto is a new asset class. At the end of the day, it's still, through the IRS's eyes, considered to be an investment. So just like you might sell stocks or bonds or mutual funds and cash out, it's important to report the cashing out of any crypto, especially if it earned you a profit.
How much you'll be taxed depends on whether the profit is a short-term capital gain or a long-term capital gain. In other words, how long you held onto the asset.
Let me give you an example. If you purchased an investment in 2020 and you sold it in 2021 and you held it for less than a year, that's going to be considered a short-term capital gain. However, if you sold that same type of investment maybe 2 years later, that's going to be considered a long-term capital gain.
You'll pay more in taxes on short-term capital gains.
The tax rate on a long-term capital gain sale is anywhere from 0 to 20%. It usually averages out at 15%, but short-term capital gains tax is more expensive. It's up to 37% in 2021.
If you were paid for a job with digital currency last year, you'll need to report that too.
So if you do receive your income as cryptocurrency, you will need to report it on your taxes, and it's going to be taxed similar, just like if you receive wage income from your employers.
You can find more information on cryptocurrency and how it could impact your taxes on the IRS website, irs.gov.
Welcome back. We've all had surprises that threaten to ruin our day, but thankfully, there's Michael Buble to make us smile again. Check out this hilarious interview we had with him earlier.
Michael Buble! We can dance like that. We can dance like this. Yeah?
What's up?
Are you getting a little...
You look at you guys. They said you guys were handsome. Look how beautiful.
Let's talk about the fact that I thought you were taking a brief nap. You and your wife are expecting baby number 4. Congratulations.
Yes.
But how
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And I appreciate that you appreciate all the work that I put into that, making the baby.
It does take 2. It does take 2.
It's,
but, yes. But how did your other kids
it's
take
been
the
a good
news?
time. Oh, the kid? Well, to be honest with you, my 5-year-old was devastated. Devastated. He cried when we told him Mommy had a baby in the tummy. And he said, I don't understand why I wasn't invited to watch when you fell in love and made the baby. I swear to God, that is exactly what he said.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're gonna have to write that down.
I didn't even know what to say.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tease him about that later when he gets of age and older. Trust me, he's not gonna want to hear that story.
Oh, you know it. Oh, you know, how are you guys? Can I come and be with you? I feel like I could be with you guys on this show, and I could be. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have me?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Would we have you?
Yeah,
We are making room at the table, okay? This is Buble Day.
Yeah.
You think 5? You think 5 is not like is an odd number that people would be weird?
No. We're gonna have you come join the table. In fact, you can even go join Jeff in his car because he has a 6 CD disc changer.
I got a 2009 Xfinity, and I don't know if you have something going with them, but no matter what CD I put on, it goes back to disc 2, song 7, and it's I just haven't met you yet. Every single time I hit CD play. Every day. Every time I hit CD.
I love you, and I'm sorry. That's amazing.
So you all Xfinity, I don't know what you guys worked out, but it's Buble Day every day.
I'm telling you now, you want my new record Higher to get stuck because it really is the best record of my life. And I know every artist comes on your show and they say, my new book is the best book I have, and my new movie is the best, but they're just liars. Can I try something right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Alexa, play Higher. Because I'm interested now in all the millions of people watching your show. If their whole world just went crazy because Alexa's now playing Higher.
Everywhere.
Oh my God, I just made so much money on all those streams.
You really did. That was a straight G move. Yeah. Now let's talk about you because you've always found ways, and I love this about you, to bring your family into your music. So how did you make them a part of your new album, Higher?
They're always a part, They're just listen, I don't want to speak for you, but just the way that your families are a part of everything you do. I mean, we've been through a lot in my life, and I have my wife is my best friend, and she's the matriarch of our family. I got these beautiful kids, and we're happy and we're healthy. And if I can't be inspired to greatness with those things, then I am dead inside.
Wow.
And to be honest, it's all just going absolutely perfect. As perfect as this interview is, which is, I think, you thought I froze there, but no, I didn't. Because this interview is so perfect.
Do you know how, I thought he froze, then I thought he was joking, then I went back to froze. You got me. You got me.
And by the way, I'm not one of those guys that would ever, I hate when people hawk stuff and they come on with products. It's disgusting.
Let's talk about your campaign that you're doing with Buble called The Bubbly Side. Why should people check it out? Tell them.
Because we need each other. Because the world can suck. And we've been all going through really hard things. And when the marketing people who I need to hire for my own record at Buble came up with this campaign, I thought it was great. Because this whole record, when I made my record, it was about having hope. And it was about going through hard things and finding the strength to get up and to basically make lemonade out of lemons. We see the world through the eyes of our kids and this sense of wonderment, and I think it's a pretty cool campaign to be a part of.
Michael, you have been such a gem. Let me tell you, thank you for chatting with us. You're always welcome on our show. To our reviewers, learn more about the Bubbly Side with Michael. Check out bubbly.com, and please, you can stream his new incredible album, Higher, right now on any music player. Just ask Alexa.
It's already playing.
And I'm sending you all this, by the way. My people are going to send you this new flavor, blueberry pomegranate. I'm going to get, that's coming to the studio for you guys tomorrow, okay?
And then you're
this
coming
is delicious. I'm angry that they never let me try it before.
Yeah, but then you're next to Erica's point. It's first the bubbly water, then it's the buble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it.
That was fantastic.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Promotional Consideration is brought to you by
Recently, you might have heard some noise about a man named Chris Smalls. If you haven't, what Chris did was indeed very, very big. He went up against Amazon and won. Let me fill you in. To better explain, we got to look back to 1935 when the Great Depression was in full swing and many Americans were out of work. The Wagner Act of 1935, signed into law by President Franklin Roosevelt, gave workers a legal way to create unions and, more importantly, bargain for basic rights, including better wages and safer work environments with their employers. As the years passed, unions got stronger and employers grew frustrated at all this leverage they had. Well, fast forward to today, and we see companies like Amazon and Starbucks famously trying to put the kibosh on union organizing. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos repeatedly uses the third-party excuse, meaning he thinks having direct communication with his workers is best, and that a union would just be an unnecessary middleman. Starbucks has gone even further and allegedly, quote, placed union supporters under surveillance and retaliated against them. I'll take a venti unfaricino with a side of whip. It's ridiculous. And for a while, Amazon and Starbucks were winning, and the union movement died way down. But the pandemic forced a lot of people to reevaluate their work situation. Were they happy? Were they being treated fairly? Essential workers certainly weren't being paid or treated with essential wages and benefits. That's where Chris Smalls comes in. Chris was working in an Amazon warehouse in Staten Island, New York, and he began protesting Amazon's truly dismal COVID-19 protections. Chris protested until Amazon fired him, but that didn't stop him. In 2020, Mr. Smalls climbed over that obstacle and formed the Amazon Labor Union and fought on the front lines every single day against the absolute giant that is Amazon. On April Fool's Day of this year, no joke, because of April Fools, Chris Smalls' hard-fought campaign paid off. And Amazon suddenly had its very first union. That very same day, Starbucks workers united one big two, and this time it was their flagship store right in the heart of New York that decided to unionize. Currently, 170 Starbucks stores are now headed towards unionizing. But don't be so naive as to think Amazon has surrendered, right? Reportedly, Amazon is considering flagging and or banning certain words within their internal messaging system. These words have a theme: slave labor, prison, restrooms, union, pay compensation. So the fight is definitely on. And after this extraordinary union victory, really extraordinary, Mr. Smalls actually went on to thank Jeff Bezos for, quote, going into space, because when he was up there, we were signing people up. Now you know.
This April, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam.
What are we talking about?
Real conversations are on DBL.
I love this story.
That's why you watch every show.
DBL, all new, every day.
All right, welcome back. Before we go, you have to see this video of Cardi B at Disneyland. She did things a little differently on the teacup ride and had her bodyguard with her. Look at that's her, the bodyguard in the other teacup. So there's Cardi B, and then there's her bodyguard.
Notice there are other people joining the teacup experience. Thank you, Cardi B, for being a decent human being.
I wonder if she is. I would rather be by myself than have that terrifying security guard staring at me in the teacup.
But do you think she had the fast pass? That's the question. Did she cut that line?
Either way, she didn't block other people from joining the teacup
Cardi B
experience.
and Kim are not waiting in line.
Yeah,
we don't have to talk about it anymore. They're not waiting in line ever again.
Cardi B's from the Bronx. I don't know.
I'm waiting for Lindsay to blow up so we could go private. We'll see you guys on Monday.
I'm going to invite y'all.
Definitely.